Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal joins us for his regular Tuesday stint. Greg Bedard is brought to you by Best Ford in Nashua. Looking for great deals on a new Ford? Go to the Best Ford in Nashua on the web at thebestford.com. How you doing, Gregory?
Good. How are you?
Tuesdays with Lurch.
Want to open with your overall temperature on the team. You ready?
Yep.
I'm curious why, or are they getting overlooked, or are we missing something? And I'll just use some points of reference here, Mass, all right? How about this?
Good.
ESPN, watching ESPN this morning, ESPN Analytics, chances to win the AFC. Okay? Number one, Colts, 20%. To win the AFC now. Number two, Broncos, 17%. Colts 1, Broncos 2. Bills 3 at 14%. Chiefs 4 at 12%. Patriots 5 at 10%. So ESPN Analytics has all those teams, Colts, Broncos, Bills, Chiefs, ahead of the Patriots. All right, some nerds and some formula.
Is that formula not equating home field? It feels like the Bills have a long shot to win the division at this point.
So they're saying AFC, Murray, the conference.
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, that's the analytics. Maybe it's a bad nerd. Maybe it's a bad group of nerds. It's a bad algorithm.
Feels low to me.
Let's go to the handicappers, who I trust more. The touts. DraftKings odds to win the AFC. Number one, Colts plus 400. Tied with, Murray, the Bills plus 400. Third, the Chiefs at plus 550, tied with the Broncos at plus 550. And then come the Ravens and you tied at plus 600.
Ravens, the 5-5 Ravens.
So you're tied with the Ravens in roughly that 5th, 6th spot, just like ESPN Analytics. Let me give you one more, Greg. What did you mention to us? DVOA?
DVOA.
The DVOA stat has the Patriots 10th in the conference, if you can believe it.
Wow.
10th in the conference. And DVOA, Greg, can you just define it quickly for me again, please?
So they compare every situation in a game to the league average and adjust for opponent.
So it's an advanced metric. As Greg just said, it's a catch-all kind of thing, maybe like a football version of WAR.
Yep.
Something along those lines. And what it does is it accounts for schedule. You get detracted by having an easy schedule. You get pumped up having a hard schedule. You are 10th according to DVOA.
And that's in the conference?
In the conference, behind, in order. Colts, Chiefs, Broncos, Bills, Texans.
What?
Ravens, Steelers, Jags, Chargers, then the Patriots.
Jags?
You rank 17th overall in the NFL in total DVA. That's 10th in the AFC. You rank 10th offensively in the league in DVOA, 29th defensively, 20th special teams. And this is, I guess, what gets you. Your past schedule was ranked 32 out of 32 teams. Your future schedule from this point forward is 29th out of 32 teams. So all these, the touts, the algorithms, the advanced, the traditional, all have you outside the top 5. What are we missing here, Greg?
I don't think anything. I think what they're missing is I think the Patriots haven't had a ton of showcase games, a ton of what you would say is difficult games, big matchups, that sort of thing. They had the Bills. That was certainly big. I think maybe it's been so long that people kind of forget. I think also there was the element that maybe the Patriots snuck up on the Bills. Maybe the Bills didn't take them all that seriously. They will the next time around. The Tampa Bay game, while, it certainly impressed me and a lot of other people, and that's when I was sort of like, hey, this team can do anything they want. They could go to the Super Bowl. There's no question about that. Maybe some other people looked at, the Bucs were, they didn't have Evans and Godwin and McMillan and Bucky Irvin and Hassan Reddick and, all these things. But I think the Patriots, I will say about the DVOA, so 7 through 10 are basically in the same ballpark. Like the Steelers are 14th overall, the Patriots are 17th. So, basically the Steelers, Jaguars, Chargers, Patriots, they're all sort of in the same group. The Texans are 10, the Ravens are 11, so they're, according to DVOA, they're a step up. And I think obviously the Texans' defense is what is impressive. Plus, the Texans have played the 8th toughest schedule to this point, and they have the 5th hardest schedule the rest of the way. The Patriots have 32nd, they have 29th the rest of the way, which is the easiest out of all 10 of those AFC teams.
Who's got it wrong? Us, who all view the Patriots as more serious than that, or everybody else? Who's the a-hole?
I think it's everybody else. I think they're real deal. I think their schedule and lack of big matchups and like a Kansas City and Denver game. I think that gives people an excuse to overlook the Patriots. But when it comes down to it, how they perform in games, while the defense maybe down and 20-20 isn't great, they do keep teams off the scoreboard. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. Can you score, and can you keep the other team off the scoreboard? And that's what they do.
Who's the a-hole, Maz and Murray? Us or everybody else?
The geeks. I think it's these geeks. I mean, that last one you rattled off that has them 10th in DVOA, that means they're 3 spots out of the playoffs. And right now they're the 2 seed or tied for the 1 seed or whatever the hell it is. Like, that's just ridiculous. And I think they're weighting the lack of strength of schedule a little too much, in my opinion. And they're not also factoring in, I don't know, like the emotion that this team has shown and this, like, we all we need thing. I mean, the geeks don't factor in anything like that, what you can see with your own eyes. And I've factored in the job that they've done cleaning up on crap teams. I mean, it was a little sloppy last week in a short week against the Jets, but that's a Thursday night game.
Yep.
Whereas the Broncos, they were in a rock fight with the Jets, right? Like earlier in the season. Then I know the Patriots week 1 lost to the Raiders, but the Broncos just barely beat the Raiders 2 weeks ago, 10-7. Like, if the Patriots played the Raiders now, they'd kill them. So I don't know. I think it's these geeks. I don't trust these geeks.
Can I say both?
No. Pick a side.
Both is not. If I have to pick a side, I'll pick the geeks. I think they're getting overly caught up in the analytics, and they don't watch the games every week like we do. So I think they don't understand that there are some strengths to this team that are very, very good.
Well, this is why I included the DraftKings odds, because those guys do watch the games. That's different.
Okay, so
but who knows? Maybe they all use just the same algorithms now in power rankings.
Well, it could be. I would just say the schedule works against them. Whether people here like that or not is immaterial. It works against them because they played a bunch of dog food for the most part. And so that is going to work against them. They have not had many quality wins. Now, again, I would tell you that I think they've played pretty well in a lot of these games. But that hurts them. The fact that they've played mush hurts them.
So let me just give an example. So if the playoffs began today, if the playoffs began after this week, right now you're the 2 seed, you would play Jacksonville in that wild card game. According to DVOA, you are behind the Jacksonville Jaguars. But does anyone consider that a loss? Don't you consider that like about as soft a landing as you can get in the playoffs as you could ask for?
I do.
Yes.
So that is okay. So what are we missing there? That we think that that's a layup, but the DVOA says the Jaguars are actually better than you.
I wouldn't say it's a layup. I mean, look, it's a Florida team coming north. The Jaguars' strength right now, where it looks like they've somewhat hit on something, is not running the offense through Trevor Lawrence. It's through their running game. But what do the Patriots do well? They stop the run.
Well, let me just finish this real quick.
Yep.
Okay, but I just think from 10,000 feet, Patriots hosting win like a no-brainer, right?
Yes.
And then if everything goes according to Hoyle, if all the favorites come in, the higher seeds win, you get the Colts in the divisional game. You 2 plays to 3. Don't you love that matchup?
Sure, especially at home, yeah.
If I had to guess just quickly on Jacksonville, I bet these geeks really put weight behind the wins that they had at San Fran. They just beat the Chargers and they beat Kansas City, and those are good wins.
Let me just tell you where I think we might be making the mistake. I'm all leading to this. We look at that road right there. Home Jacksonville, home Colts as layups. And why primarily do we do that? What's the first thing that we think of, and what are we really going off?
Drake May.
Quarterback.
Coach a quarterback.
The quarterback. It's about the quarterback. We're sitting there saying, Daniel Jones, you're going to come in here and win here in a divisional game. And Trevor Lawrence and you're not winning here. And we just viscerally, Greg, scout the quarterback in those one-off playoff games, and that's a mistake. that's a mistake. We've just seen it way too often that the better quarterback doesn't win that time of year. What the great quarterback does is get you into the dance. Like almost nothing else can be right. And if you've got really good quarterback play, you'll have a winning record, be in the playoffs and all of that. And, have an entertaining team and a contending team. But in the postseason, Maz, Brady and Mahomes don't win every year. And when they lose, what do they lose to? Almost always a lesser quarterback.
Right, that is true, except that in this particular case, I would say to you, do you think Jacksonville's better than the Patriots? Independent of the quarterback?
The roster might be. So I don't know. Maybe Greg can break down. Someone smarter than me can break down the Jacksonville roster. I think most rosters are still probably ahead of the Patriots.
So I like the wide receiver. I think he's hurt, right, Brian Thomas. Hurt. But in any case, I have a hard time believing the Jags.
They have a better defense by most measures.
Okay, so I was going to bring up the defense because the Patriots rank. I'm just going by defensive passer rating. Okay, 21st in the league, and they've played garbage. They've played garbage quarterbacks. So their pass defense has got to work against them.
I'm just saying it's a trap for you in a playoff context, in these one-off contexts, to say Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, Bo Nix. When listen, when did you lose? You lost to Brian Greasy, Eli Manning twice, Joe Flacco, like Nick Foles. It's just the way it goes. When Patrick Mahomes' offensive line,
Mark Sanchez,
can't hold up, Patrick Mahomes loses to Jalen Hurts. And no one, if you just said, well, not Jalen Hurts, sucks. Mike Murray sucks. But they win because if you just handicap the quarterback when it comes to that time of year, I think you're sort of asking for trouble. It's really refreshingly so. I think the deeper you get, the more the better teams actually win out. In the regular season, I think it's fair. You got one of those guys, you're going to be in the mix just by the gift of having one of those guys. But that's just the other way to look at it. Like, I don't give the Colts. Isn't Daniel Jones going to turn into a pumpkin?
He kind of already has these last couple of weeks, yeah.
He has, hasn't he? How do all these places have the Colts ahead of the Patriots? Maybe they're just being a little more dispassionate than we are. Saying, well, listen, it gets to that time of year, you can have the quarterback, but if the other team blocks better and tackles better and does all those things, and the deeper you go, that stuff actually kind of wins out the deeper you go. Is that possible? And it is. Yeah, I think it is possible. So that, Greg, you want to follow up on that as I just took up all your airtime? Now I'm going to get all these emails. Every time I do something like that, I get all these, well, why don't you let him talk? He wants to wiggle him talk.
I will say, as far as DVOA and what you can sort of look, just looking back the last year, I didn't go any further than that. But if you're looking for a comparison for the Patriots and where they are and they're being undervalued, it would be, and so this, I'm just looking at, this was the regular season. Washington was 10th in DVOA and they were 12-5. So, to see a path forward where, look, DVOA isn't the end all be all, which it isn't. I mean, it's just a tool that you use. It's not perfect, and I'm not saying it's perfect. I like it because as opposed to EPA and all that stuff, it factors in the opponent, which I like. But, the Commanders, again, would be the apt comparison to the Patriots.
Okay, so, I mean, listen, either they don't get it or we don't get it. Someone doesn't get it.
Or we both don't get it.
Well, that's entirely possible as well.
You never get it.